With the AfriCell Mix bundle, enjoy loads of SMSs and data at the most affordable price. Enjoy 40 megabytes and 100 SMSs for $10. Enjoy 100 megabytes and 400 SMSs for $25. Enjoy 250 megabytes and 1000 SMSs for $50. Enjoy 750 megabytes and 2000 SMSs for $100. Enjoy 1.5 gigabytes and 3000 SMSs for $150. Rec! All valid for 30 days. To activate the AfriCell Mix bundle, dial *120# and select 6. Walk into any AfriCell outlet and purchase the AfriCell 4 Mbps mega bundles valid for 30 days at any AfriCell outlet and get a free CPE router.
Bi opanaka man mangi dim uti suma boss AfriCell rek.
Buy the AfriCell 3 Mbps mega bundle for $2,700 at any AfriCell outlet and get a MiFi for free. No time for buffering. Speed recklin wa.
Good evening from our studio here in Sarakunda. This is Star TV News with me, Mamadou Baila Bari. In our headlines tonight, UN Day Commemoration witness launch of Gambia Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2024-2028. DLAG reports weekly seizure statistics for mid-October drug amid suppression efforts. Team Panacea donates sanitary materials to UTG Farabag campus. Brufut Lower Basic School restrooms renovated with over $80,000. On the international news, Ghana floods, officials say dam open to avoid disaster. Gaza healthcare, hospitals overwhelmed and running low on supplies. Ukraine war, civilians living life underground while war continues. This and many more stories coming. Stay tuned. Many thanks for joining us. The United Nations office in the Gambia on Tuesday commemorates the 78th anniversary of the United Nations Day at the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo. The celebration witnessed the signing ceremony of the United Nations Sustainable Development Corporation. As Mbaiko reports, dignitaries from various sectors graced the inspiring national launch and signing ceremony.
On the 24th of October each year, people from all around the world gather to celebrate the United Nations Day, a special occasion which marks the anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, an organization dedicated to promote peace, cooperation, and sustainable development. As the United Nations office in the Gambia commemorates the day, United Nations resident coordinator to the Gambia, Ms. Serafina Wakana, used the occasion to reflect on the formidable challenges in pressing environment.
The challenges we face are formidable, from the pressing environmental crisis that threaten our planet to the ongoing struggle for social equality and inclusive governance. Yet, it's precisely these challenges that ignite our determination to effect positive change. To achieve the objective of the cooperation framework, we have made a great effort to mainstream the concept of leaving no one behind, human rights and gender equality considerations throughout the framework, from its vision and theory of change through outcomes and indicators to commitments to track and report on progress. Our commitment to the cooperation framework is deeply rooted in the country's national priorities.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, said celebration of the United Nations Day across the world demonstrate the positive role of the United Nations.
It's a great honor and privilege to address this auspicious gathering on the occasion marking the 78th anniversary of the United Nations. And we would like to seize this opportunity to congratulate Her Excellency Madam Serafin Wakana, UN Resident Coordinator, and your country team, as well as all UN member states for the milestone achievements recorded over the years in serving humanity at large. The UN Day is celebrated all over the world to demonstrate the positive role of the UN as the biggest intergovernmental organization whose stated purposes are to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, promote international cooperation for development, and serve as a center for harmonizing the actions of nations for the benefit of humanity.
Meanwhile, on the sideline of the historic event, the government of the Gambia signed a Sustainable Development Cooperation framework from 2024 to 2028, an inclusive, resilient, and prosperous Gambia. The document seeks to promote a dignified life for people, enjoy equitable access to quality service while ensuring environmental sustainability and consolidating gains in human rights and democratic governance. Minister Tangara set more light on the official launching of the Sustainable Development Cooperation framework.
As a result of the reform of the United Nations, it is the first time we migrate from the former United Nations Development Assistance Framework, UNDAF, to the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework. This cooperation framework is the partnership agreement between the government of the Gambia and the United Nations. It is a document that aligns with our national development priorities, thus derives its objects from the NDP, the National Development Plan 2023-2027. The framework is also aligned with the Global Development Agenda, the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and the 2063 African Development Agenda. The first step of formulating the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework involved a joint UN and government common country assessment.
Year after year, the nation served as a beacon of hope and a testament of the power of international cooperation. It stood as a reminder that by embracing our difference and working together, we can build a future where peace, justice, and sustainable development thrive for generations to come. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor.
In a latest update, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency of the Gambia has revealed significant strides in its mission to deprive the illegal drug trade, with a focus of mid-October seizure statistics that leads to the apprehension of various individuals. Awasane has more in that report.
The agency's relentless efforts to disrupt the illicit flow, trafficking and distribution of prohibited and controlled substances have led to the apprehension of several individuals from multiple nations. Among those detained are 17 Gambians, 3 Senegalese and 3 Sierra Leoneans. This diverse group consists of 22 males and several females. During this period, the league said it has seized substantial quantities of various drugs, including 9 tons and 300 individual pieces of cannabis resin, 7 medical bags and 595 wraps kush, locally called ginabas, 9 intact tablets and several broken ones of ecstasy and 4 medical bags of skunk. These enforcement actions, the agency said, underscores its ongoing commitment to suppress the drug supply chain and protect communities from the harmful effects of illegal drugs. For Star TV News, I am Awasane.
As part of efforts to comfort students at the new university campus in Faraba, Team Panacea, a political movement of the university, on Monday boosted the institution with sanitary materials to avoid issues of infection on the school campus. Modu El Baji has more in the report.
It could be recalled that the University of the Gambia has recently moved some of its schools to the new campus in Farawa, but the institution is not fully equipped with the basic needs for the students. However, as part of their ambitions to stand for the needs and aspirations of the university students, Team Panacea donated detergents and sanitary materials to the School of Arts and Science with the objective to promoting the well-being of students whilst at school. The presidential aspirant for Team Panacea, his Fadabo, underscored that the gesture is geared towards addressing the aims and aspirations of the students.
So we are here for the students. You know, we are not here for any other thing other than to make sure we improve the condition of our students. So that's why Panacea, as far as we are concerned, we will continue to do a lot of things for this school. Ali, you know, for us, we are not power hungry. We are not looking for this position to gain something, but we just want to serve. Any community you go, you must ask yourself, what can you do for that community? And the only thing you can impact your society or your community is to participate, you know, into the day-to-day affairs of that particular environment. So that's why we deem it necessary to come in to make sure we change the condition of this place. And we want to make this place to be the snapshot of the university. That's why anything we are doing, we want people to know that SOSA is existing and is one of, let's say, second biggest school in the university. So without SOSA, university cannot exist.
The campaign manager for Team Panacea, Ismaila Fadera, outlined the motive of what he described as a welcoming gesture to the new UTG campus.
Because we newly moved to Faraba campus, and we realized that the toilets, they lack sanitary products. So we think the administration or the gender and health ministry cannot do it alone. So we have to complement each other's effort, because this environment is a very beautiful environment. But then if we did not contribute to the proper keeping of the environment, then us as students, our education needs to be questioned. That is why Panacea decided to come up with this initiative. To our eyes, it's very little, but then it will go a long way towards the proper keeping of our toilets. So that is what the presentation is all about.
The president of the School of Art and Science of the University of the Gambia, Suleiman El Dabo, expressed gratitude to Team Panacea for coming up with this magnanimous gesture. He also called on other entities to support this school.
I think I would have to commend Team Panacea for the brilliant foresight in ensuring that they stand for their fellow students. Like you said, this is a new campus which calls for support from students, support from outsiders, in ensuring that at least this basic but highly needed things are improvised. So all that I would say as a president is to express my heartfelt gratitude to Team Panacea for ensuring that they intervene in these very crucial moments, and also to extend our call to outsiders as well. Whosoever deems it important to come to the aid of the council, it will be highly welcome.
A gender and health specialist, Jabu Sisaho, summed up the importance of the donated items in their school.
Everything is new in the campus, but these are the materials that we need there to protect us from infections. So with these materials, we have the soaps, the toilet rolls, the buckets, and other sanitary materials. With this in the toilet, it's going to protect the students. And it's going to, because some students would want to go to the toilets, but they will fear that they might get infections through this, because it's a public toilet, it's not a private one. So it's for all the students. So that's why as a team, we deem it necessary to provide these materials for the students in order to protect them from infections and other things that might happen to them.
The donation of these items will not only complement the governments of the Gambia's effort, but also promote the well-being of students during the course of learning. For Star TV, I am Model Baji.
Over the weekend, the 1988 and 1990 Bruford Primary and Classmates Association handed over 11 renovated restrooms worth over $80,000 to the Bruford Lower Basic School Authority. More in this report by Mbaikor, who witnessed the ceremony at the Bruford Lower Basic School ground at the coastal town village.
The origins of Bruford Lower Basic School can be traced back to the early 1960s, when a group of visionary individuals recognized the need for accessible education in the area. Determined to make a difference, they rallied the community and pooled their resources to establish the school. With limited funds and a lot of determination, they transformed an abandoned building into a heaven of learning. President of Bruford Primary and Classmate Association, Mr. Aliou Sane, outlines the aim and objective of the association.
First and foremost, the aims and objective of this association is to ply back, that is giving back. We are trying to do our alma mater from where we both started. Each and every one of us, where we are today, Bruford Primary School have contributed immensely towards our creativity. So that is why we have come together to form this association. And that is the aim and objective of us coming together to form this association.
Public Relations Officer for Bruford Primary and Classmate Association, Siaka Toure, shed more light on the purpose of the association in choosing Bruford Primary School for such transformation.
1998 to 1999 batch. Our purpose of being here today is just that we are formed purposely to see what best can we do for the primary school that we were all been as a student before. In fact, we were here, it's almost 20, 25 years back, a count of 30 years. Our good thoughts came together. That put us together. We are from different satellites in villages. Some are from Burfoot, some are from Gunju, some are from Sukuta, some are from Brikama, some are from Sanyang, some are from Tujereng, some are from Tanje. So they are from different satellites. So, but the hope is how can we develop the Burfoot Primary School, where we all started our educational career as a student, today being as a parent.
Deputy Headmistress of Burfoot Lower Basic School, Fatima Dean, assured the association of taking proper care of the toilets.
I'm assuring them that the toilets will be taken good care of, because at first, cleanliness of the toilet depends on our hand. So, and what we are going to do, we have cleaners here. Government have provided us with cleaners. Those cleaners will be responsible of cleaning the toilets every day routine, morning and afternoon. They provided us with buckets and cups. We are going to use the buckets to minimize the damage of the taps. So we'll use the buckets, fill in them, and then we close the taps so that we'll avoid repairing the taps every time. So I'm giving them assurance that the toilet will be in good shape, the taps will be in good shape. Anytime when the tap, one of them get problem, we'll consult them so that if they can intervene or the school will intervene, inshallah.
As the years went by, Burfoot Lower Basic School flourished with a reputation for academic excellence, spread far and wide, attracting students from neighboring villages. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor. From that story by Baikor, we'll be going for a break. When we come back, we'll look at news outside the Gambia. Stay tuned.
The cheapest SMS service in the Gambia, brought to you by the coolest network, AfriCell. Text all day, every day with your friends and loved ones to AfriCell network for only 40 bututs per SMS. The texting never stops. AfriCell, always hook you up.
Walk into any AfriCell outlet today to grab your own AfriPhone for $550 and receive 200 minutes of talk time spread over 2 months, all for free. AfriCell, got you. Talk till you drop. Enjoy free calls every morning between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Pay for the first minute and the rest of your call is free. Nothing beats this. Let the conversation begin. With AfriCell, you're never out of credit even if you're out of cash. Borrow up to $250 is credit with the AfriCell Cholera Credit. Send a blank SMS to 152 to activate the Cholera Credit. AfriCell Cholera Credit, the solution for you.
Welcome back. After that short commercial break, for just tuning in, this is Star TV News from our studio here in Churchillstown, and now we take a look at news outside the Gambia. After months of heavy rains, authorities in Ghana say they are being forced to release water from a major reservoir. The aim is to prevent 2 dams from bursting and creating further devastation along the Volta River basin. But for people downstream, their lives may never be the same. Al Jazeera's Katni Soy explains.
Much of Mipe area in eastern Ghana is underwater. Heavy rains in the Volta River basin forcing thousands of people from their homes. That's after managers of the state electricity company ordered excess water from its 2 dams to be spilled to prevent them from bursting their banks. The effect on neighboring communities is devastating. More than 26,000 people have been affected. That number could go up. Dora Ajawuda is gathering what she can from her home. She and her neighbors have been told to move to safer areas. They're not sure when they'll be able to return.
How I will manage to get those things again? How will I manage to? It's only I have to look up to God.
Irene Anakilo says she has nowhere to go and her supplies are running low.
I managed to move my sick brother to safety. The water came with so much force and speed, I couldn't take much of anything. I had some money which is in the house, but I can't find it.
This is one of the outlets of the dams. They generate about a third of Ghana's power. Officials from the Volta River Authority have had to spill excess water before, but the flooding now is one of the worst in many years.
If all that water is allowed into the reservoir, we might have a dam failure. The implication of a dam failure are more die than what we are seeing now. So it is like we are choosing the lesser evil.
Government workers are helping people to move. Everyone here is rushing to secure their most important possessions and find new shelter and food. And they can only hope the situation won't get worse. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
Hospitals in Gaza are being overwhelmed by patients and they are desperately low on by supplies. Doctors are warning generators are the largest one for failing. Health Ministry has warned that the total collapse of the health system is imminent. Al Jazeera's Rasul Seda reports.
These babies are struggling to survive. Dozens of them are being treated in this intensive care unit in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. But it's close to collapse.
If the electricity is out in these departments, where there are 55 babies, we will lose all those who need electricity within 5 minutes.
Israel is imposing a complete siege on Gaza and cutting off life-saving supplies and services. Electricity is one of them. Al-Shifa hospital is now running on generators, but doctors warn they could fail any moment. Shortages of medicines and the threat of the power cuts are putting the medical team under pressure.
We have ventilators, but now 7 ventilators are not working because we don't have the right cables to operate them. We are only operating with 10 ventilators, which is a strong sign that the failure of this department is looming.
Some members of Bulbul's team have been forced to work in other hospitals in southern areas of Gaza because of Israeli strikes and blocked roads. Al-Shifa hospital is being overwhelmed by a high number of patients and thousands of people seeking shelter from Israeli attacks. Israel has bombed medical facilities several times in the past 2 weeks. And those seeking refuge here say nowhere in Gaza is safe. Resul Serdar, Al Jazeera.
There were 17,000 people in the Ukrainian town before the Russian war. Now the few hundred remaining residents spend their days underground. Many cities have been created inside their interconnected basements. Al Jazeera's Zena reports from the southern region, Ukraine.
In town after war-ravaged town, rubble-filled streets people once strolled. Homes bear the scars of war, ghost towns near the front line. They may seem abandoned, but the hum of a generator, people talking, reveal life is carrying on underground.
As you can see, we're being shelled constantly. We tell people not to stay outside in groups. They should stay indoors or come here. People are living in other basements around the city, but they're not as safe as this one.
Offering public services, albeit scaled down, is about preserving dignity, something war strips away. A moment to reflect brings back a memory of a friend, he says, who died exactly 1 year ago to the day.
This is one of the only buildings in town that still has running water, which means there are hot showers, and over here there is a fully functioning laundromat service. And if you walk into the next room, it's an entertainment space, and it has a makeshift cinema, there's books and music, there's a store where you can get snacks and hot coffee. All of this is quite impressive. It's more than just creature comforts. Here, it is a luxury considering we're just about a kilometer from Ukrainian trench positions.
A little bit of normal life in the middle of war. A place to see friends, get rations, a hot drink. To get and give help. To avoid being alone in the worst of times.
To be honest, I cry in what remains of my apartment. I had a life there, I had friends, I had family. Of course it's not a mansion, but it was mine. Right now I'm like a dog with a bag in a field. Here with people I forget about that a little.
People say they are used to living near the front line, but the sounds of shells never stops being scary. In a place like this, every life becomes precious. Even the local animal shelter is still open for business, still treating sick pets. But everyone here knows all roads south lead to Russian positions, to danger, and simply to remain is to resist. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera, Hulyai-Polya, Ukraine's southern Zaporizhia region.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of today's news. But before we go, a quick recap of our main headlines. UN Day commemoration witnessed launch of Gambia Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2024-2028. DLAG reports weekly seizure statistics for mid-October drug amid suppression efforts. Team Panacea donates sanitary materials to UTG Farabag campus. Brufut Lower Basic School restrooms renovated with over $80,000. On the international news, Ghana floods, officials say dam open to avoid disaster. Gaza healthcare, hospitals overwhelmed and running low on supplies. Ukraine war, civilians living life underground while war continues. Well, that's all for this edition of today's news. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Until then, have a very good night.